Guys, it's me. I'm back. What's up, party people? We're like, Maz, come on. All right, this show is taking a turn for the. Oh. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Monster Bass Live. Right now, I'm by myself. For the most part, because I'm in the back house and I just cracked open a cold beverage to get ready for today's show. We got a really interesting show for you. Yeah, I'm clapping because it's either going to be a great show or it's going to be the shortest show in history. And I do mean that. I'll get into it in a little bit, but this is all about the future of Monster Bass. And I mean, I only do this for you guys. So if you're interested, great. And if you're not, I totally get it. It's been an interesting couple of weeks. I just got back from Vancouver. I flew up there for a surprise 50th birthday party, or at least that's what everyone in the room thought. And I gave my speech, and I gave a toast to the birthday girl and boy, and then I gave a wish for the second half of their lives since they're officially old, and then I married them on the spot in front of their families, and it was pretty exciting. It was pretty fun. It's warm in here. Yeah, that's what I thought. Warm in here. So, I love this time of year. You got the basketball playoffs, you got the hockey playoffs. We just finished the NCAAs. I mean, it's a great time if you really love sports. And it's also that time of year where fishing starts back up, right? You know, we've been sequestered in our little man caves or our garages or wherever we hang out to, get all googly-eyed over our tackle collection and watch the, YouTube videos of Rudd combing his beard or whoever you kind of like to watch. But it's that time of year where it's like new beginnings, right? It's a new beginning to the season. It's a new beginning to Monster Bass. And over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to share some stuff with you guys about the direction that we're taking the company and some of the things that we're doing. But first, I want to look at some donkeys. So, we've got this thing called the trophy room. And if you haven't put your a catch that you're really proud of or your PB up there, I don't know why. But according to a recent survey, 42% of you have, and the rest of you 58% that haven't done it yet. Why don't you write this down? monsterbass.com/PB. And then after the show, go upload a picture that you're really proud of. And if I like it and I use it, I'm going to send you a little something. So without further ado, let's go celebrate the crap out of some of the people that have caught some donkeys. And let's get right to it. So our first catch today that we're going to celebrate is Kelly Robinson with a, Jesus. And I meant that with no disrespect. 11-pound, 2-ounce on a wacky rig. And I wasn't here last week, and we talked a lot about soft plastics, and the wacky rig is just a proven fish catching machine. So that's a technique we all got to get on. Let's get to the next one. Scott Ellerman, 8 pounds, 2 ounces. Bladed jig in Kentucky. Chris Benson with a 6-pound, 9 ounce on a Bronco bug. Okay, somebody in the chat, please tell me what a Bronco bug is, because, it's kind of like a cross between Raphie's car and a Volkswagen. And if it is, I really want to make fun of it. But I would love someone in the chat to tell me what a Bronco bug is. And then Keegan Roberts, 3 pounds, 13 ounces on a jig. Good work, fella. And then last but not least, Thomas Alcala on a 7 pounds, 6 ounces on a Slick Stick 99 jerkbait. All right, good work. And as always, I want to see your catches, all right? We got Monster Bass Monday, we got this show, and I would love I would love to do nothing more than celebrate the crap out of you. So from me to you, congratulations on your catches, big or small. We've all got one that we're proud of. I'd like to see him. So I got a show special for you guys today. I'm rocking a new hat today that we just put up on the store. If you'd like to get one yourself, there's a show special. I'm going to give you free shipping on any order you place today. So if you want to use code 51, May 1. So code 51 will get you free shipping. There's only 30 of these in stock. When they're gone, because that's all I made. So you can hook yourself up, and then we're also making a donation. For each one that gets purchased, we're making a donation to MONSTERBASS Cares. Because as you know, we're really grateful for the sacrifice and that our first responders and military active and veterans have made to give me the opportunity to sit here for the next hour and a half and talk about whatever the heck I want. Because let's face it, I couldn't do it if they weren't here. I just got handed. A little something. And now I know what a Bronco bug is. So I guess I'm the last guy on the planet that didn't realize it was a Crush City bait. So congratulations on the Bronco. I almost said Bronco Obama, but that's something totally different. On the Bronco bug. So, yeah, if you want to get one of these hats or anything else off the store today, the code is a show special, so it's only good till midnight tonight. Use promo code 51. You can get free shipping on anything. I don't care if it's this hat or rods, reels. Hook yourself up. So, all right. So a little housekeeping, just so you guys are aware. Chris isn't here today. Chris is fishing the I think it's called Windy Wednesdays, up on the California Delta, home of the 10-pound pigs. And those are the fish. I'm not talking about like the people fishing it. It's the fish that they're catching. And evidently it's a pretty popular tournament up in the Delta, and the competition is stiff. And it's everyone from the likes of Ish Monroe all the way down to, local guides and everything else. So he may call in. We'll see what kind of coverage he's got and what he's up to. What do we got? There's quite a few people in the chat. It's looking good. So, as always, Raphie's man in the chat. And, we're going to give away some stuff. I just made up some prize packs. We are a few days behind on getting a few of the prize packs out. I am sorry. I was out of the country. Raphie was traveling. We were taking care of a few things, but we promise we're going to get back to taking care of you guys because, again, it'd be a really interesting show if it was just me talking to myself and no one listening. But since you're all here, we want to make sure we follow through with our promises, and we're going to get out those prize packs. And, if you've got some really interesting comments, maybe you'll win the chat today. First things first, I'm going to ask Raphie to put a question up there. What would you guys think if we moved the show from Wednesday to Thursday? Would you guys be okay with that? Raphie's going to put that question in there so you don't have to start commenting. I mean, you can, but we're going to put that question up there for you guys to vote on. I'd love to know your thoughts. Is Wednesday better than Thursday? And would you be down to taking time out of your day on a Thursday instead of a Wednesday? Good news, folks. My air conditioner is solid. My toes are freezing now. I could be barefoot, but, Anyway. All right, so. Is that question up there? Are we getting votes? I can't tell.
We are. 81% say yes. Question, move Monster Bass Live to Thursday.
81 said yes.
81, and it's a total of 35 votes. 83% are yes, 17% are no.
Amazing. I see it now. In the comments, here's what I'd love to know. I'd love to know if your answer was no, I'd love to know why. Is it work related? Is it that you tattooed the time for Monster Bass Live on your forearm, and so you don't really want to cross it off with ink and put a Thursday? What is it about Wednesday that you don't want to see us change to? I'd love to know. And then All right, so there's a lot that's been going on here at Monster Bass. And, you know, for the last couple months, I've been surveying the heck out of you guys. And for those tuning in for the first time, you know, I actually listen to your feedback. Maybe sometimes I get a little more invested in it than I should, and I end up responding on Facebook with something, you know, a little feisty. But, you know, listen, if I didn't love and care about the brand, I wouldn't be feisty. And so, you know, when someone just says it sucks or I've done this or I've done that, you know, I got to respond. But the other piece is that I do listen. I think I probably listen and respond quicker than most brands that are out there. And I think that shows that we care. I think that shows we're trying to build a bigger, better community. And I hope that it's something that you guys appreciate, right? Because, you know, we're just doing the best we can. We're all just, you know, energy, and that's it. So, so in the surveys, I asked you guys some questions, and I'd like to go to some of them because I'd love to get, you know, I'd love to get a sense from you. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the questions, and then I'd like to get your feedback. And if you don't have feedback and there's no calls, then I say we just end the show early and let y'all go home. Because it doesn't matter what I think. It only matters what you think. And if you don't have an opinion, then what are we doing here? Because this show is all about what we're going to do moving forward. Right? And so the first question I asked was, do you currently... Sorry, I'm back in the United States and I still have that Canadian accent, and so some of my words don't come out okay. So the first question I asked was, do you currently have a Monster Bass box each month? And so I'd love to know, in terms of our listeners who's watching today, what percentage of you guys get a box and which percentage don't? And then I want to talk about it because I got to tell you, I sent out a survey. I sent out a survey to only my box subscribers. And the response that I got is really alarming. In fact, it's so alarming that I'm concerned about the legitimacy of the responses that follow this, because it was the very first question. And so I sent out this survey in March to only the people that got the box. And 18% said no. They don't currently receive a Monster Bass box. How's that possible? How does 20% of the population that received the survey that came in the box tell me they didn't get the box? It's mind-boggling to me. And so, okay, so we're sitting here currently around a 60-40. I like that. Okay, so that's cool. I think that's a good mix, because that means that we've got a good mix of people that are bought into the community and a good mix of people that are, you know, just subscribers. I only got like 5 questions, so. And did I have a call on the line too?
He's gone.
Who is it?
It's gone.
Someone from Florida. I want him back.
Yeah, it's gone.
No. Call back. It's really important.
It doesn't show up in terms of
It's okay. I'm talking to him right now. Make sure, call me back right now. We're going to take your question. Okay. Oh, and do me a favor, okay? I'm on this kick where I'm gonna speak my truth and ask for what I want. I would love it if every single one of you did me a favor and click the the thumbs up button. If you could all do that for me right now, I'd really love that and appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. Let me see here. The next question I asked was about limited edition colors and baits, and I asked, is that something you guys view as a positive? So if you're getting the box every month, does getting limited edition baits and colors something you see is a good thing? Like, for example, Now, I'm not saying this is going in the box. I'm obviously saying it's a limited edition color that someone created as a sample for me. Again, I'm not saying it's going in the box, but if I put a limited edition Stars and Stripes bait in the box for 4th of July, is that good or bad? Or is the limited edition of this soft plastic... Actually, hold on. I got it right here. In fact, I've got a limited edition color from Grande Bass. I don't know if you guys can see this. You got it on white fixie?
Yeah, you gotta back up.
This is a limited edition color. It's not available on their website. It's not available on Tackle Warehouse. This is called Magic Grass, and you can't see it, but it's got like some green and purple hues in it. It's a beautiful bait. Limited edition. If I sent those in the box, would you guys be down for that? Like, do you think that that's a positive and something that makes the box a little bit different? I'd like to know. Because in my survey, 92% of you said yes in my survey. But here, only 81. So it's interesting. Let's take that call right now.
Okay.
Hello? Hello, sir.
Hey, Rick.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Doc Holly from Florida. I've called before, but I just wanted to call real quick because I'm watching and talking about the survey you sent out, and all that stuff about people getting this box. And then you keep saying box. We're going to get this thing. I might put this in the box, but I'm receiving bags now.
All right, bags, box. Sorry, that's my fault. Thank you for pointing that out. I could see the confusion.
And I'm just saying that because because a few months ago you did say you're going to start giving us bags, and we're getting them, and then maybe that survey, not saying I did this, but maybe that survey was some people going, hey, I'm not getting the box no, or I'm not getting the box no more. I'm getting the bag. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a really good point, man. What do you think of the bags? It's better in the box,
I like
right?
them because now when I take them out, way better because I take them out on my boat. I fish every week, and now the boxes don't get ruined by water damage or nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
And
funny.
they're clear, and I can see through them,
Yep.
so I look at them.
Yeah, it's funny. Someone sent me an email telling me that they were garbage, and I was like, well, I thanked him for his reflection, and then I asked him why it was garbage, and he said to me, he goes, because this brand or that brand makes a better bag, and I'm like, does this brand or that brand give them to you for free? Like, I didn't make them to like compete against others. I made them instead of something that was free. And he responded and he's like, oh, I never thought about it that way. I'm like, yeah, I could make these way better. But I also I can only spend the same amount as I spent on the box. So it's interesting. I think they're
like
pretty
them.
good.
I like them.
Yeah.
They're way better than the boxes because, like I said, I bring the boxes out with me and I keep them separated by month usually, and then they start falling apart. So then I just put them in a different plastic box, and now you got your bags. I can see through the bag now, and I know what I got to get.
Good stuff. Yeah, I appreciate it.
So I appreciate it. But I just want to call you with that comment because I don't know if some people are thinking, hey, I know I don't receive the box no more. I'm getting the bag.
Yeah,
Just saying, there's a lot of people out there that are have a hard time understanding things.
Yeah, I get it. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Hey, is your picture up in the trophy room at monsterbass.com/pb?
I sent it to you guys a while back. It was a 10-pound 4-ouncer that I got, but I don't know if it's there or not. I haven't looked at it.
Well, I'm making a verbal note out loud so that others will hear it, so that we can look for a 10-pound 4-ounce.
Yep.
Jeez.
10-4.
10-4. All right, 10-4, good buddy. I'm going to make sure we look for it and use it.
All right. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Everything that you guys do.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thanks so much. All right. That's good feedback. I keep saying box out of habit, and maybe you didn't. Maybe someone thought that the bag and the box were two different things. I get it. All right. This is an important question. And I definitely need a caller for this. Because if not, like, show's over. If I send, listen, we've been at this for 5 years. I ran the numbers really quick. I was talking to this new brand today that I met at the Classic. And they've never been in any box. I told him all about it. He's like, well, how many brands do you work with? And I told him, and he's like, well, how many different baits have you put in? I said, well, and I quickly did the math, and I was like, okay. 5 times 8 is 40, times 12 is 480, times 5 is about 2,500. I was like, I've probably put 2,500 different baits in the boxes over the years. And he looked at me, and he's like, well, how do you find new stuff? I said, well, it's pretty hard. I said, because half the companies that I'd love to work with, their production costs are too high. Like, there's a brand that just got picked up by Tackle Warehouse. I would love to work with him. He would love to work for me. But unless he's, bullshitting me on what his costs are, it's through the roof. I was so shocked at how much he's paying for his baits that I was like, bro, I could have these manufactured for you for half. And it just comes down to, like, the volume that they're buying, because a lot of people think, well, you made it to Tackle Warehouse, you must be big. And it's like, no, it's one dude in his garage. And so it's not every brand that we can get. So my question to you is, if I put another bait, if I take a Strike King rodent, I'm just using this as the example, and let's just say I've sent it to you in a 4-inch version, and now I'm going to send it to you in a 3-inch version in a different color. Do you consider that to be a duplicate? I'd like to know. This is like a really important question that I'd love to know what your thoughts are. If we can get that question asked in the chat, I'd love to know what you guys think. And while we're doing that, we're going to take this next call, because I've never seen someone call me from Vegas, but it's probably not him. Hello, sir.
Hey, how's it going, Ray?
Good. How are you, man? I can barely hear you.
Is that better? You hear me now?
No, maybe it's on my side. Fixie, can you turn up my volume?
I hope you can hear me. Yeah, I'm on my regular just phone, no speaker.
Nah, it's not you. It's our side. Or
Anyways, well, hopefully.
Most likely it's because I'm getting old. So.
Well, yeah, this is Chris's friend. Actually, I'm in Tahoe. I've had this 702 number since the 90s. It's the original Nevada area code, but everybody thinks I'm from Vegas. But
nice.
We can say I'm from Vegas.
All right.
Anyways, I'm calling. You may have answered this already, but I missed it. But is all the subscriptions coming in a bag now, or only the platinum?
Only the platinum. So
okay, I missed that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I've done was I had to think of a way to really reward, like to differentiate between the two or the three, and because look, at the end of the day, the difference between getting 5, 6, 7, or 8 baits or having it regionalized, like, there's got to be something in it that I add that gives people a compelling reason to want to upgrade. And so
absolutely.
Yeah, and so we're gonna do the bait bags, we're gonna do a few other things, but again, I'm gonna wait because I do have some questions regarding things like, should I the question that was posed to me was, why are you putting like limited edition baits in your lowest tier of box? And I thought to myself, well, I'm giving it to everyone. They're like, yeah, but if I'm paying for premium,
exactly,
right? Shouldn't I be the one that's getting the premium stuff and everyone else is getting the regular stuff? And I was like, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And so I called around and I asked people like T-Rex, and T-Rex gave me some good feedback, and he was like, yeah, he goes, if you're creating a premium offering, they should get all the bells and whistles. He goes, as long as your other ones don't suck, and I don't think that they do. I think that maybe we need to look at how do we reward, all those people that stepped up and bought platinum.
Absolutely. Totally makes sense. I appreciate whatever I got. I just have the the lower level, but I love everything I get in there. And sometimes when you guys put a higher value one in there, if you call it, I appreciate it. So, and then, hey, and I went and bought some bags because I didn't know, so I bought a few of them. I think they're quality because I had just probably a year's worth of soft stuff that I was just toting around in a tackle box and a big gallon Ziploc bag, and now I've got all my plastics in 4 of them. It's a great bag. It's heavy duty. I'm using it on my buddy's bass boat every week, even when I go walking shore fishing.
Yeah.
So, it's a good bag, man.
I appreciate it. Listen, we are going to make some, we are designing some that are like, I don't know, insert whatever buzzword or adjective that, you know, the other brands are using. And I don't want to say any other brands because the fact that I'm kind of like minimizing it by calling it buzzwords. Like, we are going to make a higher end version that, you know, we're going to invest, you know, a fair bit of money into and sell those. But like, you know, is a freebie that's included in the box. I think it's a substantial you know, improvement over just, you know, sending a box each month.
Absolutely. Yeah, if I get when I get a better financial spot, I'll definitely be getting the platinum. I want to get some more, but until then, I'm good. And the last thing I have is the little card that you put in there with the QR code to scan of what's in your box.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be specific to your membership as well? Because my last 3 that I've got have all been platinum. Every time I scan it, it's only what's in the platinum. I'm like, darn it. So I didn't know if
I might have screwed that up. I've had a couple
specific though.
Yeah, I've had a couple hiccups with the QR code that's been brought to my attention by my customer service team, and so I do apologize that that your card. But yeah, like this month we're back to the guidebooks. So you'll have a guidebook in the box, and we're committed to the guidebook because the feedback that we've gotten was that people want the guidebook, and whether it's online or it's a hard copy, I don't think people really care. They just want the guidebook. So, but it's
that was my last question because I noticed I wasn't getting the guidebook. So in May it'll be coming again.
Yes, sir.
Nice, man. Yeah, 'cause I read it all the time, whether it be, you know, having coffee or on the toilet or whatever.
Yeah,
I read that thing. I love it.
Yeah. What do you think we should add to it? Like, wait. What kind of content should we add to it? Like, because you said you read it in the bathroom, and oddly enough, when I talk to dudes, that's what they end up telling me. They're like, yeah, you know, I bring it to the bathroom and I read it, and I'm like,
perfect timing, man.
Yeah,
spend a lot of time in there.
Yeah, so does Raphie.
I love all the content. It talks about the lures. It's got, you know, the season. Maybe some more area specific because you know, I'm out here on the, you know, in the west, out here by Chris. You know, I'm a couple hours away from him and Delta and stuff, but a lot of it seems to be more of the south or something like that when I look at, you know, when I read some of the stuff, but maybe area specific. And then you asked me a long time ago when I was on the phone with you, you said the recipe thing went away. Do we want it to come back? And absolutely. And you asked me if I'd be willing to throw some your way, and sure. I love the different recipes that you had in there.
Look, if you want, I would be willing. I'd be willing to have a regular section with a recipe that somebody wants to create and somebody wants to put, and I will promote them. And if they want to like make their own little video every month where they're cooking and they're showing off what they're doing, it doesn't even have to be one person. It could be the recipe of the month, and you want to make your version of chicken wings or, you know, catch and cook crappies, whatever it is. Yeah, it's just it's the hard part is me taking on one more thing because my mentality is
I'll contact you directly.
Do it.
I'm one of Chris's good friends, so I'll figure it out and I'll get a hold of you. And yeah, I mean, I pretty much fish is most of my diet, and most of the recipes be fish, and from Chilean sea bass to striper to salmon, you know, all that. So yeah, I'll definitely work with you on that because that'd be fun.
Cool, appreciate it, man. Thanks for calling in.
All right, can't wait to hear Chris's stories next week. His Delta story, see how he did.
Yeah, me too. All right, so I need to scroll up for a minute just because I didn't see the same baits. All right, so here's the thing. The same baits that come in 2 different colors, 2 different sizes count as repeat baits. 84% of you said no. You know what? You know what the survey told me before? The complete opposite. I'm looking for it right now. Because I got to tell you, you're making my job really hard. Because here's why. Let me just go to the results. Okay. Okay. This is the part that drives me crazy. The chat, 84% of you would be okay with the same bait, different colors. It's the complete opposite of what the box survey people said to me. I had 79% people tell me it's a duplicate. Right? And so I say to you, then I should probably never put a Z-Man bait in the box again. Or Strike King. Because we've done just about every single one. Right? And what if you signed up? I get that for the people that signed up 4 years ago. Right? But if my goal is to not put the same bait or the same bait in the box, let's say 18 months apart or 24 months at best. I mean, you guys, someone's got to cut me some leeway because it's getting harder and harder to put the boxes together because some of the brands, like I said, I can't put a pack of soft plastics in the box if they cost them $3 to make it. Because just so you know, that's a good portion of the entire box's. That's a good portion of the entire box's budget. But so I need you. So this is a topic I could talk about for days. And if there's someone on the line that's calling in, I'd love to talk about duplicates because the way I look at it is, it's a soft plastic. It's a consumable, right? It's just you're gonna hook a couple, they're gonna be gone. Pack of soft plastics. If you've got a pack of soft plastics that you've had for 3 years, the chances are you're never gonna fish them because if you thought they were good, you would have used them. That being said, I'd like to take the next caller. Oh. Yeah. Don't say that, Rick. It's true. It's true. All right. Go ahead, caller. Who is this?
Hey, Rick, what's up?
Who's this?
That's Corey from Ohio.
Corey from Ohio. Have we spoken before?
We have not.
I love this. I love this. Well, welcome to the show, Corey from Ohio. How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm pretty good. So are you a box subscriber or just part of the community?
I was for multiple months, and
Okay.
then I am no longer a subscriber, but I was looking at getting back into it.
Cool. Tell me more. Did you have a question?
Yeah, I was just interested in the duplicate bait thing.
Okay.
Well, I live in Ohio. It's I'm surrounded by some bigger lakes. I'm not quite up north, but some fairly sizable lakes, right? And But my Monday through Friday fishing would be in a river, smaller rivers, smallmouth fishing, things like that. So when you duplicate things and they come in different sizes, say a 2-inch or a 3-inch or a 4-inch bait, soft plastic wise, it's a completely different set of application for me, you know?
Totally.
I'm never going to go fish a 4.5-inch bait in the river. 2.5-inch or 3-inch bait, perfect for the river.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not wrong.
No, it's just the applications are so different in everything. You know, from in a 1/4 of an inch or a 1/2 of an inch makes a complete difference in application.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's a really. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and I don't think we've done a great job of presenting baits on a monthly basis that are on the smaller side. Like I think we've done we've done the best job that we can, giving you guys the baits that we could, and remember, like trying to make thousands and thousands of people happy is an impossible job. But I think if we could start presenting some smaller baits to you guys, I think that is. I mean, we're seeing it today, right? We're seeing the big push for smaller baits. We're seeing, all the brands starting to do that. I think that we could do a better job of giving that to you guys as well. And that's where I think people have to be open to it because, like you just said, you hit the nail on the head. The application and the technique is totally different on smaller baits than they are on bigger baits.
Absolutely. I work in business development. I work for healthcare, but I do business development marketing.
Okay.
And I saw you talking about the cost of a pack of baits destroying your entire budget.
Yeah.
And people not really realizing the impact that one single thing put in the box could change the entire month's box.
Yeah.
I would love to hear more about how your brain wraps around those things. You know, how do you go about curating this box and making all the prices fit to get that monthly aspect right?
Okay. Yeah, I'll open the kimono. I'll tell you guys everything. On a platinum box, my goal is to deliver you $50 plus in value. Okay. So let's just say that costs that I'm charging you $38. Okay.
Right.
In that, you've got the cost of employees. You've got the cost of warehousing. You've got shipping. You've got the cost of the product. You've got the cost of the bag, the sticker, the creative. You've got the cost of, everything that it takes, from the finance person that processes the invoices, all these different costs, right? And so,
absolutely,
if you were starting a business and your profit margin was less than 60%, someone would tell you you're crazy to even go into business, right? And so we are probably below that. So our profit margin is pretty close, right? But there's a lot that goes into it. And so if I'm giving you $50 in product, I probably can only spend, for those 7 baits, I probably can only spend $12.
Absolutely.
And so you take a product like, let's take a jackhammer, right? $15 bait. If I'm going to spend, let's just say they want to charge me $4. That means I've got to get you 6 more baits for $8. And there's not a pack of soft plastics you're buying today for $1. Long gone are those days, unless you're willing to accept overstock and discontinued. I'll give you a good example. I got a bait this month. Every single bait that's coming in this month's box can be found at Tackle Warehouse. None of them are on sale except for one, and they're just going through a packaging change. And because they were going through a packaging change, I was able to, get a great deal on the baits. But the moment you start to throw in like a high-end bait or something new, or from a smaller a smaller company, like I'll give you a good example, like Fish or Die, right? Like, it's a bait company, it's pretty popular right now. They just got picked up by Tackle Warehouse. They would love to work with me. I would love to work with them. But if I take a chance, if I take their soft plastics and I put it in the box and it throws off the entire ratio, I'm totally screwed. I'm totally screwed because it has such a trickle-down effect, and I've got to be able to pay my bills, right? And people are like, well, you're charging $38. Yeah, it doesn't mean I can charge $30. It doesn't mean I can go spend $20 on those baits, because if I do that, right, even shipping, right, shipping on a box is $8. $8. So now, I'm subsidizing it. So if I'm charging $5, it's now take away $3 more, right? So there's a lot of hands in the box that want to take that eat away at the profit margin. So you can't spend, there are baits that I want to put in the box, and there are brands that either their cost, because of the quantities that they're purchasing. Right? I'll give you another example, like the MONSTERBASS baits. People are like, why are you charging $8.59? Oh, you can't charge the same price as this brand or that brand. Well, hold on, bro. Here's what people don't look at. I'm using brand name components. I'm using recycled packaging. I'm touching the paint I'm trying to touch it one more time than someone else. And I'm not buying the quantities that Strike King's buying. Right. And so, Strike King or whatever, they can charge less for their baits because they're buying millions of baits, hundreds of thousands, whereas I might be buying 2,000. You know what I mean? Like, so,
Right.
People think that we're this massive company, and we sit here in my little back house, and half the company's working in here. We don't even have 10 employees, right? We run on a shoestring budget, and so bait selection and what we can afford to put into the boxes to make the right mix takes a fair bit of work. It takes a fair bit of work and some really good negotiating, because you've got to get the brands to see the value and what they're getting. Because let's face it, if a brand like, I don't know, Smithwick, right, who's been around forever, they can take out all the advertising in the world and it doesn't guarantee one person tries the product. But if you sell me 1,000 and I put them directly into the hands of 1,000 bass fishermen, I mean, that's the best value that there is. So, bait selection is hard. Budget is the most important thing. Like, I can't tell you the number of times Rochelle has called me and said, you're over budget. And then here's the thing, take into account that, like, you're over by a quarter, and you're like, it's a quarter, but a quarter times 10,000, right? It all starts to add up, right? And then 10,000 times the $3 that I'm subsidizing for shipping, that's $30,000. Or, you can sit here and you can look at every single thing to see where, like, it becomes a challenge putting together the things. I mean, there's a reason why Catchco, right? There's a reason why those guys, like, they were just spending like crazy. And so, there's a lot of work that goes into putting together the boxes, because I got to put together the right mix based upon the region, the season. I got to put together the right mix of brands, well-known, up-and-coming brands, and to deliver something every single month. So it's a bit of a challenge. And so what I always try to do is I'm always trying to find a home run bait for the box. So I'm willing to overspend on one bait. And, like Livingston, that was my home run bait, because it checked a bunch of boxes. They had never been in the box. They had a high MSRP. And so I wasn't upset that I spent a little bit of money on that. It's a good question, though.
Yeah, absolutely. One more thing I got for you. Let me go.
Okay.
I think you guys should do more Grateful Dead stickers. That's one of the best combos I've ever seen. I love the crossover stickers, and the skull logo from the Dead with the MB in it was awesome.
I'm actually going to see them on May 17th at the Sphere.
Very cool. You're going to go to the Sphere shows. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. I saw some of the fish clips, and it looked pretty.
It did look cool.
Pretty intense.
Yeah. So, hey, I appreciate the call. Thanks for calling in, man.
Thanks, Rick. Take care, brother.
You got it. Thank you. All right, that was a great question. Or questions. Moving on. This is off the cuff, but does size matter? And I ask that only because I feel like Monster Bass is helping you add inches to every catch, and I'd just like to know in the chat informally what your thoughts are on this. Let me see. Raphie, who's Carol. Oh my God. It's amazing. I think you've been holding on to limiting repeats long enough. I bought jackhammers, chatters, square bills multiple times. I'm fine having one less bait for one home run bait. Yeah. I love it when I get the whole like, oh, you're just sending us the overstock you got in the warehouse. I'm like, bro, if I'm doing my job, I buy 1,000 baits and 1,000 of them go out the door in boxes. I'm not doing my job if there's extra baits being added to the store, because I'm not trying to be Tackle Warehouse, because let's face it, I'm only buying like 4 colors of a bait. Tackle Warehouse has 12, 18, 20 colors, right? So if you're coming to buy one-offs from me, you're going to get the best deal on the planet. There's no question. I'm going to sell it to you cheaper than you can find it anywhere else. And as a box subscriber, you're getting a code every single month that's allowing you to buy all my access at a discount. But, yeah. Anyway, so survey says size matters. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. All right. What's my next question? Yeah. All right. Couple things. And we're moving on. We are making progress. We are making progress, you guys. By the way, I want to thank Raphie, Fix, and Chris. You know, we couldn't have this show without them, and we couldn't have this show without you. So thank you guys so much. And if you're watching this on the rewind, please make sure to subscribe to our podcast, you know, wherever you like to watch yours or listen to yours, because, you know, obviously that helps us out. The more we can, more subscribers we get, the better it makes me feel, and the less money I have to spend on therapy. So, and by therapy, I mean Rafi's salary, because he charges me overtime every time I lay on the couch and try to talk to him. I sub to all the boxes, blah, blah, after this show, I only sub. Excess work, just as good. New drops. God. Okay. We're almost done. We're almost done. Well, not really, but what I want to know is the baits that I put in the box. Do you want them to be from well-known brands, up-and-coming regional players, like the Razor Customs of the world that, you know, in the Midwest, they're really popular? Or do you want small, like, you know, small businesses, you know, the Hendricks Fishings of the world? I'd love to know which ones of those are. And let's take this next call while we're waiting on your answers, because he's been on the line 25 minutes. Hello, sir.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, thank you. Doing great. How come you're not fishing the Windy Wednesday? You didn't make the drive up to go dominate and show off, you know, 24-inch pythons?
Because I have to work tonight.
You know, work's overrated. Plus, you got a sugar mom at home.
Yeah, I got it. I do, but, you know, she get mad if I don't work. So.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Anyway, let's get to it.
All right, let's get to it.
The bag is completely awesome. You know, you donated that stuff to my charity, and the lady that won it, her husband gave it to her husband. They're from Santa Cruz. He reached out and asked me about the bag. Not everything that was in it, not the fishing pole. He's an avid fisherman, and he wanted to know where he could get more of those bags. So I gave him your website so he could. I told him to order a box, and he could order bags. Yeah, he really liked those. And as far as the one question you asked about the different sizes and colors, it's not a duplicate bait. Like the other guy said, it's going to fish different. It's going to react different. Say I throw the regular Ragnar out there and I'm walking it back to me, it's going to do a certain amount of flop back and forth.
Yeah.
If I was to throw a smaller one, it's going to whip through the water a lot faster.
Okay.
So everything fishes different. A lot of people don't realize that, and that's why they're going to say, oh, it's a duplicate because it looks the same. It's not the same. As far as size,
yeah,
I've always been the type of guy that says bigger the bait, bigger the fish.
Sounds like Brendan Brown.
Little fish isn't going to come. Yeah, little fish isn't going to come after a 6 to 10 inch bait. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That's going to be the big mama coming for it, because the big mama likes the big bait.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm not going to lie. I like your answer. I like your answer a lot, T-Rex. Or should I say Heartbreaker?
Yeah. Either one works.
Okay.
As far as the sticker,
yeah,
you know, I wouldn't mind seeing a Monster Bass 360. 316, I mean, you know, the Stone Cold.
I think I might have heard of it once or twice. Here's my problem with that. There is a good portion of my audience that may find me doing so offensive.
Oh, yeah, you know, I'm not saying exactly that one, but, you know, you could always do Ooh, Monster Bass, like a Ric Flair theme. There's a bunch of different stuff that you can do with stickers.
Actually,
designs on shirts.
T-Rex, here's what we need to do.
Well, I would do.
Here's what you need to do. I will give you a lifetime subscription to Monster Bass. And I will give you one of every product that I ever make from this point forward. Actually, I'll give you one in every color that I make from this point forward. If you can go get me one of a handful of wrestlers to be on my show.
All right, let me see what I can do.
And since I didn't tell you who's on my handful, since I didn't say who's in my handful, I'm going to let you give you the latitude to come to me and be like, yeah, okay, I'll take Seth Rollins.
I can work on that.
Okay.
I have Rey Mysterio out of San Diego who owes me a favor.
Yeah.
I can get a hold of him, see if he has time.
Well, I will let you mull on that and see what, and you can come back next week because next week's show is going to be a big one. Like maybe the biggest one ever. And it has nothing to do with the guest. Although he is pretty big. I mean, he might be one of the coolest people that I've met.
I'm going to be on the show next week?
Yeah. All right, so
what other questions do you have for me?
that's it. No other questions. I'm going to say I got your questions. I got your answers. I'm pretty good, man.
Sweet.
All right, my
Well,
friend.
then we'll get on to the next person.
I will talk with you later.
Have a great day, and Raphie, thanks. Have a good one.
All right. See ya. Bye. All right. Okay. How many calls we got? We got 2 people online. Hold on, guys. I got to get to this next question. But I still got to see the answers about the brands. I got to make sure I missed it. Okay. The size mat. No. Okay. Of course it is. 69%. Both matters. Not helping. Okay. Moving on. All right. This is more for me than anything because my marketing department asks me to do an unboxing on the 1st of every month and to publish it. And I'm like, oh God. But it, like, some of you like the surprise, right? Like, some of you want to know what's coming. And some of you are like, no, don't ruin the surprise. I'm excited to get it so I can go do my my big bass dance or whatever it is that you do whenever the box comes. So my question is, am I ruining the surprise when I do an unboxing and post it before you get the box? Because it really matters to me because I don't want to do the surprise. And then my marketing team's like, yeah, but it gets so many views. And I'm like, well, yeah, it might get so many views, but like, what about the person that doesn't want to watch it? I mean, I guess I just answered it. It's on them. Okay, good stuff. See? I already answered it. Speaking my truth. I don't care about the bank, boat, kayak thing. I care about this next one. It's important. I guess I'm doing it for you guys. Free Bait Friday. When you get the code, are you taking advantage of it? And before you answer that, I want you to take into consideration that as a box subscriber, if I'm giving you $7-8 a month, that's $400 worth of free baits in a year or free items because you can put it towards anything. $400 in free items. Oh, but yes, I hear you. Oh, I'm making you pay shipping. Okay, let's say you're paying $5. So 3 times 52, you're still getting $156 in free stuff a year. So my question is, are you taking advantage of... Oh, sorry. Raphie's yelling at me. He's yelling at me because I'm speaking faster.
No, Chris Moore.
Oh, Chris who?
Chris Moore?
Less?
Chris Less. More Chris.
More Chris. Okay.
Chris Moore has the idea of the century.
Okay.
Or at least just the inside of the Sentry. Because we got the poll going, right? Do you want to know what's in the box in advance? 64% heck yeah, 18% heck no, and another 18% dumb question, Rick. I'm just going to end that poll now.
Well, okay, good.
Chris is like, let us know what's in the box, but don't tell us the home run bait. I mean, it's a good idea.
I will start that. What is the home run bait this month? Let me see.
We can't say.
Yeah, okay, so here's the thing. This month's box. Like, I look at this month's box and I think, okay, it's the spawn. And when I go and I look at Wired to Fish and tell me what's the best spawn baits. And when I go to Bass Resource, what's the best spawn baits? And when I go to Tactical Bassing, whatever. And every single bait on here makes their list. Every single one of them. And I went out of my way to not include hooks this month because the hooks you need to do Texas rig, you've all got them. So if you're dragging a bait across a bed or you're doing something, you've already got the hooks. I went up a little bit in my budget, and Rochelle, if you're watching this, wait a minute, what am I saying? Rochelle's not watching this. She's not watching this at all. But I spent a little bit more money to hook you guys up with this this bait that I'm so excited to try it. Just so you know, we haven't even started kitting the May boxes yet because one of the baits just showed up today. I could run through them. I wonder if I should. Maybe that should be the question. Should I run through the baits? We'll get to it. We'll get to that. We'll see what people want to know. But back to the Free Bait Friday. Do you take advantage of Free Bait Friday or not? And if you don't, well, let's see what the vote looks like. But don't say the highlighted bait. Okay, yeah. Is this in the chat yet? Raphosaurus?
Is what in the chat?
Do you take advantage of Free Bait Friday, yes or no?
Okay.
I'd like to know. You guys are doing great, by the way. Yeah. What do we got? Like 8 people online and 4 likes? This is unprecedented. Oh. Okay. Really excited. Really excited. We're about to get to the big thing. Oh. Do you take advantage of Free Bait Friday? Tell me. It's important because, like, I don't know why anyone wouldn't take advantage of it and go throw in a few extra things because always in the cart there's like, oh, add this and add that, and it's like deeply discounted. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't. But let's see. Every week for years. Well, of course. All right, just so you guys know, we should be pinning that one. Of course, Brian Rand is. Brian Rand, and someday we're going to get him on the show. I feel like someday we should have a show. Actually, we are going to do this. We're going to have a show with, if I were to have the Mount Rushmore of Monster Bass customers, I'd put Brian Rand on it. I would.
Don't forget Frank's Fishing, first customer.
Yeah, listen, I understand. There are some people. Oh, by the way, that Mad Max 3.0 with the change in the hooks is so much, like, I thought that was a good bait before. It's so much better now with the different hooks. If you haven't bought the new Mad Max popper, you're missing out. It's that time of year. I'm gonna put it. Just so you guys know, I'm gonna get a limited edition color of it. I'm gonna put it in the September box. So as we come around towards the end of the season, when I think topwater is a great time of year again, I'm gonna hook you guys up with a Monster Bass Mad Max popper in a limited edition color. Maybe I gotta work the magic. Okay. Poll complete, 46 votes. All right, I just got a question for you. I'm not asking a lot. I mean, there's 100 of you watching. Can I get you to at least all give me a vote? Pretty please? Like, that way I've got a good representation of, like, what your opinions are because it matters to me. Because if not, I'm going to turn to Fix and be like, should we get rid of Free Bait Fridays? Like, yeah, get rid of it. Let's go get tacos. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's get rid of it. So I need to know. I need to make an informed decision. Can all 100 of you please vote? Yeah, see, we should just stop right there. Okay. And then last but not least, I was looking for a way to say thank you, and to, like, as we're building this sense of community, like, you know, I want to say thank you for, like, loyalty, right? For those people that have been around and those people that take advantage of offers and spend down your hard-earned money. When you have a choice on where you spend it, right? Like, and when you choose to spend it with my small little business, I want to say thank you. And so we created this loyalty program. And so my question is, does the loyalty program matter to you guys? Like, do you guys even know that it exists? Right? Because once it's free to sign up, and then every dollar you spend, you get points, and you get 5% cash back. So you're earning every single time. And then when you check out, you can just use your points. I just burped. Excuse me, in case my mother's watching. Who am I kidding? My mother's not watching. Beth, maybe subliminally I'll put this out to the universe and it'll conspire on my behalf, and one day my mother will call in. That'd be funny. Actually, it'd be so embarrassing. Okay. Whew. Okay, we have a couple calls. Let's go to the phone lines. Hello.
Hello.
How's it going, man?
Lone Wolf from Michigan.
Who's this?
Lone Wolf.
Lone Wolf. What's going on, bro?
Michigan. You know the guy. Not too much, man.
Yeah.
So what's your next question that you need an answer for? I could say that the bags are great. I could say that any bait that is not an identical to another is not a duplicate. Different sizes, different colors.
Mm-hmm.
They're all different. I know I've seen people that have complained about getting, they buy like a 6-pack of Rollo, and then they complain because it's the same.
Then it comes in the box.
Different color.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're 6 different baits.
Yeah.
Just because of the same size doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
You should know what the hell you're buying. If you buy a 6-pack, you're getting 6 different baits.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong. You're not wrong,
Yeah,
but remember, social
take
media gives everybody a platform to take their opinion and make it public. And my job as a business owner and as a human being is to not really give a crap about what other people think, especially when it's negative. Now, I care a lot about what people think when it comes to my brand and my company, but what I need to do is find a way to separate the opinion from their right to have an opinion and how it makes me feel as a human being, knowing that I'm trying to do the best that I can. You know what I mean? Like that I think is, and that's a good life lesson for everything, because at the end of the day, everybody's got an opinion, and ultimately what you believe is your choice. Right. And so that's been a life lesson for me, because too often I've cared a lot about what other people think. So no.
Yeah, but you're never going to make the people happy that complain that a 3-inch and a 4-inch is the same thing.
Yeah.
You're never gonna make them happy.
Yeah. Listen, I learned that a long time ago when I did my first Strike King takeover. I remember, like, I was so excited that Strike King was going to do a takeover, and they put together this box, and I was like, oh my God, this is an amazing box. And I remember I posted the video, and like the third comment, they were like, this box sucks. And I was like, oh. It was like someone was stabbing me in the heart, and I was like, and I sat back and I was fired up, and I literally wasted the entire day stewing on this, like, how am I going to respond? And I put together this response, and then finally I was like, oh my God, I should have just like done nothing and gone about my day. Instead, I let it eat away and fire me up, and it was such a good lesson for me, like 4 years ago.
Right. All right, so I do have one question.
Please.
What are the chances of ever getting a JDM bait? Does that fit within the Monster Bass model, or is that there's no way to to get any kind of a JDM, soft bait, hard bait, whatever the case may be?
Okay, so that's a great question. Do you consider brands like IMA to be JDM?
Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to JDM, there's two schools of thought. If I were to go to Japan and I were to sit in front of the folks at Yozuri and ask the executives of that company if they think they're JDM, they'd tell me yeah. And their mentality, the way that they operate the business, they operate it as if they were JDM. But I don't think you and I and maybe many of the people out there would think that they're JDM, even though the quality's there. I think we would look at them and say they're a little more mainstream than a JDM brand. And I think that that's because they've done a really good job of, they started in Florida and really like own that market, and they've spread from there. The challenge with JDM mentality is they think that they're better than the U.S. market. And they don't want to go right? They don't want to go mainstream. And I would be considered a mainstream marketing. And then the allure of, well, it's hard to get it. Oh, no, thank you. Then the allure of, oh, no, thank you. I'm good. And then the allure of, ooh, I've got this JDM bait like, Zapu and all these others, right? Like it kind of takes away what they're trying to improve, right? Like you can't buy their baits everywhere. That's why you have to go to like, whatever, the hookup tackle or Carolina tackle, whoever the guys are that just carry JDM, right? Like the allure of making it scarce is what draws people to it so that they'll pay more, even though, the cost for me to make the Zapu, wacky Ned inch whatever thing is nothing, but they'll charge 4 times as much as I would because that's JDM. So I like there are some JDM brands that have licensed the brand to individuals like you and me here in the States, and you could get some of them to be in the box. Like, we've talked with IMA, and they've got a couple baits that I could probably get in the price point. There's hook brands like Hayabusa that have expressed some interest, but again, the price is so ridiculous because, and here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that a lot of us don't know, and it's a dirty little secret in the industry. Some of these brands, like if I can have all the parts for a bait made in China, shipped to Japan, and have it finished and packaged in Japan, and I can say that it's made in Japan. Even though I get that. Yeah, right. And so there's a lot of like smoke and mirrors around what people will do to say JDM. Now, is it better? I mean, there's definitely some really interesting engineering and quality and paint schemes and some of the things that look like a cotton ball with a bunch of Q-tips sticking out of it that you see people fishing with now. Like, you just come up with something a little bit different, release it in Japan, show people catching fish, and you bring it over here, and we're all buying it, and we're paying $16.99 for it. So, again, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's good marketing and good, like the way that they think about things is just a little bit different. So, JDM possibly, but limited to a few of the brands that would be willing to play ball.
Yeah, all valid points, Rick. I totally get that.
So, thanks for calling, man.
I don't know that side of it from the business end, though.
Yeah, yeah. So, well, thanks for calling in. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep. Have a great one.
You too.
Yep.
Bye. Bye. All right. Ooh, we have just surpassed the 5-minute mark. Oh, what? Oh, See what happens when I hit the screen? I start hearing myself in my head. I think we've got time for one call. I don't know. Let's go to the phone lines, and we're going to Birmingham, Alabama. Roll Tide, baby.
War Eagle.
Oh, there you go. You know, I know War Eagle. War Eagle, a blue-eyed girl. She's barely legal, something like that. Isn't that a Kenny Chesney song?
Maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. How's it going, man?
It's going good. April was my first box.
Okay.
And I got the silver and instantly regretted it and should have got the platinum. Don't worry, I've already upgraded to the platinum.
Amazing.
And, I just, I don't know. I did a pretty good amount of research because I'm just that kind of person. I've just got into bass fishing.
Okay.
And it was hands down easily to find out that this was the best box.
Oh, thank you.
So, I've been in Birmingham, listened to sports radio, talk radio. I've never called into any show before, and I called in last week. You weren't,
Yeah, I wasn't here.
You weren't, you called in.
Yeah.
But so I don't know. I'm pretty excited. I can't wait for this month's box, and I bought the mystery box for April and took it to work. And there's a couple of guys that fish tournaments all the time, and they were pretty impressed with a couple of the colors. They were like, "Man, that's sick."
I like it.
So
nice.
But I just more wanted to be like, you're talking about duplicates and stuff. It's like, yeah, it kind of does suck, but like for me, like there's no duplicates.
Right, you're just starting.
And, so I know it. I'm just starting. But I 100% agree. Like, if it's a different color and, 4-inch versus 6,
Totally.
It's completely different.
Totally. And I think anyone that's going to tell me otherwise
100%.
is full of crap because, listen, I could put a jackhammer in every box for the remainder of the year in a different color and different size, and no one would say crap. But the moment it's a Strike King rodent because it was 3-inch and the other one's 4, people are going to complain all day. It's all subjective. It's
Yeah, and as far as like brands, like I'm not like, as long as it works, like I don't. That's not that big a deal to me.
Listen, they all rip each other off. Listen, if they didn't rip people off, then there would only be one Senko on the market, right? Like I was thinking about this today when I was thinking about like what are the new products I want to make, and it's like, I mean, you kind of just need to look at what's popular out there and kind of go and recreate it and all that because. I mean, there's a million creatures, there's a million craws, there's a million bugs, there's a million Senkos, there's a million finesse worms. Everybody's got a crankbait, everybody's got a spinnerbait. Like, everyone knocks off everybody the moment something comes out. And you know what? If you're first, just be flattered. That's it. Like,
right.
Unless you're not willing to make enough changes to like if you're willing to put two baits side by side and it's exactly the same, well, then you haven't made any effort and shame on you, right? Make a little bit of an effort. I don't care. Change the eyes.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm just now getting like, and one thing I like, I guess, and what other people like about the box is like, I don't really have to do a lot of thinking about it while I'm building up my arsenal.
Yeah.
And I mean, I went to, Birmingham, and I live right near the Bass Pro Shop, and you go in there, and it's overwhelming.
Overwhelming.
I went in there. Yeah. I had the first time I'd been there. Went over there this weekend. The first time I'd been there in actually a couple of years, and I left out there without buying a thing because it was mind-boggling.
Anxiety.
Like how much? Right. It was crazy.
Yeah, look, I tell people all the time, like when they're like, oh, this color's not going to work. I'm like, really? I'll tell you what. I can throw a jerkbait in your box every single month for 12 months, and you can fish with it. Right? Like, if you've got an open mind and you're willing to, like, try something new and just be like, well, no, my dad always told me that jerkbaits don't work in October, so I can only throw a lipless. Fine. Then just do what your dad did and never grow. But if you want to try and expand, right? Like the one thing when I got in this industry, the one thing I heard from Scott Martin, he said, I may not be the best angler on the planet, but I think I'm one of the best at fishing every application, because what that does is that makes me the most well-rounded, versatile angler on the planet, so that no matter what body of water I go to, when and where, I'm going to have a good shot of knowing what I should throw and where I'm going to likely have some good success. And so I think if you get the box and instead of judging, you're just like, all right, let's go do it. I'm going to go online, or I'm going to go to monsterbass.com. I'm going to see some videos and I'm going to check them out. And I'm going to be like, all right, I'm going to give this square bill a chance, and I'm going to like follow some of these recommendations, or I'm going to I'm just going to do a Google search on square bills and find a tip from someone else and give it a shot. I guarantee you'll see success. I think it's the people that are just closed-minded. They're like, nah. They're the ones that like what are you even getting a box for, right? Like, just go buy whatever you want. If you're that stubborn, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right, and yeah, and like I said, for me, just starting out, like that's one thing I'm looking forward to.
Yeah,
getting the bait. Okay, I've never seen this before, and figuring out how to use it.
Yeah.
So,
well,
that's all I got.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you calling in. I got to tell you, I spent some time at the hospital in Birmingham, Alabama at the Bassmaster Classic, I don't know, a long time ago. I fell down and cracked my head open and had a really good time at the hospital that evening. So,
yeah, it's probably UAB, so.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
But, hey, thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate you. All right. Okay, do we have anyone else, or are we good, Fixie? One. All right, let's take it. Let's go. It's the bonus round. Who we got? Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you, man?
How you doing today?
I'm great.
Doing well, doing well. The name is Wolf.
Wolf, how you doing, bro?
Doing well, doing well. Hey, I was I had a question, and also I wanted to thank you. So I was kind of similar to the last guy.
Okay.
I got my first box from you. You're actually the first subscription that I've ever got from any company. So
okay.
I really appreciate the box you put together. Super excited about it.
Thank you.
And I look forward to going forward. So my question is, in one of the surveys that came through with that box, it was asking about different things, and I wanted to know how easy or difficult is it to curate boxes that are region specific. So like that are Southeast or Northeast or Midwest, something like that. Is that something that's feasible, or is it a long shot, or is that something that can even be done?
Okay, so do you get the platinum or the gold?
The platinum. Yes,
okay.
Sir.
So let me just go back to April. I put out a box for Florida. I put one out for the Northeast, one out for the Midwest, one out for the Pacific Northwest, one out for the West, and one for the Southeast. So that month we had different regional boxes depending on where you were. Now, when I look at yours,
okay,
I can see I see what you received, and the difference is the Livingston that you received was different than every other region. The spinnerbait was the same. The square banger was a little bit different. And then the soft plastics varied. There were 3 different brands, and they varied by region. So the level of customization does depend on the month. Like when I do a takeover, you're all going to get the same thing because Z-Man's going to take over, and I'm going to buy 8 million jackhammers, 8 million whatever, and we're all going to get it because it's a special month. But we are trying, we try to customize every single month at the platinum level. Now, here's the challenge. You and I live both in Georgia, and you fish cloudy, stained water, and I fish clear, right? But you're in the same region. So, it makes it really hard because even when you try to regionalize, there's still failure points that you can't take into account, right? I don't know, maybe I should, because you're fishing clear water, maybe I should be sending you, a double willow spinnerbait, but Joe down the street's fishing muddy, and so I'm sending him the Colorado and some dark and some different colors and giving him tips to fish it slower because all the so even the regionalization has its flaws, right? Because again, you and I both in the same region fish in different colors. So my commitment to you is that I'm over the course of a year, I'm going to give you a good enough mix of baits that you should be able to fish any condition of any water at any time of the year. So whether you live in that same region and sometimes you're fishing muddy, sometimes you're fishing gin clear, you're going to have the right baits over time. And as you build out your arsenal, the key to the whole thing is, right, you want to get better, go watch a bunch of videos. And then you need to put in the time, right? Like Tiger Woods didn't become one of the best swingers because he just, he swung the club 4 times. No, he swung like 4,000 times, right? Chris always says when he's on the show, time on the water, right? He won't tell you whether he likes the bait until he catches like, what did he say, 100 fish, or he casts it 100 times. I don't remember, but like there's a lot that goes into it. And some of it's my responsibility in helping pick the right baits, but some of it's your responsibility in taking them out and actually giving them, their due effort and due try.
And I completely agree. Like yesterday, early this morning, 2:30 a.m., I actually caught my PB, which is a 6.3 pound largemouth. And so, and I did that from watching your videos and just staying to it, like you said, putting in the time.
Amazing.
And so yeah, man, I definitely appreciate all the work that you guys put in, and watching this is my first stream ever as well for you guys, and watching it really gave a lot of insight into how you guys put y'all boxes together and what actually goes into it. And so, like they were saying before about having repeats, I don't think there's any repeats, because if something is a different color or a different size, it's not a repeat. It's a whole nother approach to that specific pond that you're at.
Yeah.
So, but I did have another question before I let you go.
Go ahead.
What about if the premium box was to increase in price for us to give you more of a budget to play with?
So that's a great question. Thank you. And I've thought about creating a higher end box. And here's the challenge. For starters, if you switch from the platinum to the super platinum box, I'm not going to know what baits you've previously received, because I've built a profile on you. And I know it seems like, well, you've built a profile on me, you should be able to know. It's not as easy as it seems, because there are some limitations within the platform that we're using. So that might be my first concern. My second concern is I'm probably going to do this, but we might make it a quarterly offering. So maybe instead of every single month, maybe it's, you sign up for a season's pass. Okay. And your season's pass, it comes with 3 shipments, and we're going to ship it to you every couple months. And it comes with this and that. And instead of the bag, maybe it comes in a 3,700 tray. Maybe it has some higher end things in it. Maybe it includes a rod. Maybe it includes a reel. Maybe it includes some of these other, higher end things that go into what this would look like. We're also playing with the idea of a higher end ticket where it's almost like your choose your own adventure. And here's your punch card, and you complete each of these 12 master classes or whatever it is. And when you're done, you get to turn it in and get something from it. So we've got some ideas, and we'll probably throw them out, and I'll survey you guys to get some ideas, but it's a really great idea. And it's one we're definitely toying with. But
thank you. I really appreciate it, sir.
Yeah. And do me a favor. I hope you had a flash on your phone at 2:30 this morning when you caught your PB.
I did. I do have video and picture.
I want you to send it to me. Send it to me at rick@monsterbass.com.
Yes, sir. Rick@monsterbass.com. Yes, sir. Will do.
All right, man. Hey, I appreciate you calling in, and I look forward to seeing some more catches as the year progresses, man. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Please keep up the good work, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, Fixie. Phone lines are closed, right? Amazing. We had a really great show, and listen, I learned a lot. I'm glad that you guys were, participating in the surveys, even though that, I think we asked 100 people to vote, and we got 14, but that could just be me and my, sense of self-worth. I don't know. It's funny, I joke around about that, but I want you guys to know I'm totally messing around. I'm good. Let's see. All right. Next week. We are going to have one more show where we talk about the company. And I was going to do the reveal today, but I felt it was important for Chris and Raphie to be on the line and we talk about these things. We are going to make a major announcement that is going to change the way the company's run and change the focus of some of the things that we're doing and where we're going and the direction. And I think it's pretty exciting. And I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys next. Do we decide Wednesday or Thursday? I guess next maybe Wednesday or Thursday. Because I don't know if we changed it or not. But, yeah. And so just for the record, if you're wondering why I'm wildly insecure and need constant validation, it's because of good friends like Raphie who like to point these things out in the chat. And yeah. Anyway, I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. And as always, if do me a favor on the way out the door, give us the thumbs up, like this video, and wherever you consume your favorite podcast, subscribe to it, because even if you don't pay attention to when you get the notification because you're watching it live, the more you jack up my numbers, the better. So earlier I gave you guys a code. If you're still tuning in, head over to the website. You can get free shipping on anything today. Use promo code 51, and we do have a limited edition hat, only made 30, and a percentage is going to go to Monster Bass Cares. So if you want to get this hat or anything else, now's your time. I don't care if it's rod or reel or, a subscription to Monster Bass. Hook yourself up. We will see you guys next week. Maybe the same time, definitely the same channel. Have a great night. Thanks for tuning in. I love you guys. Bye.